Hey guys, TJ Lawn here, and today I want to go into a discussion, something that I keep seeing pop up on Reddit, and that a few times subscribers have asked in the comment section, which is using loops and presets and other like pre-made stuff cheating? And the answer is yes, you're a scumbag. If I can't even joke. Of course, it's not cheating. It doesn't even matter. Like, because at the end of the day, all that matters if you can put stuff together and it makes someone feel something, and someone thinks it's cool, then that's all that matters. You have to ask yourself as a music producer and an artist, what's your job? Do you want people to feel stuff, or are you trying to impress fellow musicians? Because both are fine. I mean, you can be someone who impresses fellow musicians, but I tell you, I've gone down that route, and what ends up happening is you end up not making music, but you end up trying to make the most crazy sound ever, and you use all these crazy sound effects, and you're like, oh yeah, I use a multi-band processor, this really expensive distortion unit, and people are like, wow, it's a really good sound, but then you never end up putting it in a finished song because you're just trying to impress your mates or to impress your music producer friends or impress people on Reddit. I think that's a bit of a trap that people get into, is that when they're making music, they go into like places like Reddit or other music production communities, and you should, right? You should definitely immerse yourself in the community and the culture. But then what happens? Everyone tells you, "Oh, you have to be doing this, or you have to do it that way, and you should be making your sounds from scratch and all this." And let me tell you, like, it doesn't matter. You can make an entire album of just loops that you've taken somewhere else and put them together. And if you can create something that makes people feel things, that's all it takes. And like your sound might be super generic and common sounding, but there's a huge audience of people that want that. They don't want to hear necessarily original music. They just want to hear stuff that they've heard before and stuff that they can add to a playlist and go to the gym and listen to, right? Me personally, I'm not that kind of person. I mean, if you're a music head like I am, then obviously you've been deep diving into music for like 10 years. Of course you want to hear original stuff, but not everyone does. And you've got to figure out where you want to be on that spectrum. Do you want to be someone that can produce original music and something interesting and more artistic, or do you want to put loops together and just manufacture something that people will enjoy? It's not cheating at all, and it's completely okay to do that. And if you're starting out, that might be a great way to get your feet dipped in the water, or get your toes in the water, right? So yeah, definitely use loops when you can. Even if you're like a mega professional and you've been doing it for ages, using loops is still a-okay. A lot of top producers will use like tops loops and stuff like that. I'm not going to say that they probably end up using an entire drum loop and sticking that in. They probably, have formed their own loops over time and store them in a library, then just pull out for just for quickness, right? Just for efficiency. But I doubt they're going on to like Splice and just downloading an actual finished loop and then just using that. Could be wrong. I've definitely heard tracks out there that have had loops in it that I found on Splice and stuff and been like, oh, okay, fair enough. This guy's literally just taken an entire loop, whether that be like a vocal loop or a drum loop or something, and just put it into his song. And you think about something like the aim and break that's been recreated so many times. It's unreal how many times that's been resampled and stuff like that and recreated. And yet, no one's calling all those people cheaters. It formed an entire genre of music that's awesome, right? You've got breaks and drum and bass and stuff like that. Absolutely phenomenal music. Don't be afraid to take inspiration from other things. Don't be afraid to use loops. If it gets you going, it gets you going. You could even use loops and then create a song around it and then just take the loop out if you don't want to use the loop anymore. But yeah, end of the day, the end experience is someone listening. The only people that are going to know that you've used a loop are the people that are, music producers, and they're sort of like, stroking their beard going, how is this made, right? And that's not really your target audience. Well, it might be. It depends who you are. But if you're wanting to release music and build a fan base, the general listener isn't going to care. All you're gonna care about, he or she's gonna care about, is like, does this music make me want to dance? Does this music make me feel things? Is this cool? Is this something I want to share and show my friends? Does it give me images in my mind and stuff like that? And when you think about music like that, it's like, yeah, you can do it that way. Or you can be like, you can be a sound design Andy, and just be like, oh yeah, check out my really cool sound, and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's a sick sound. And I've got friends like that. They don't really release music, but they have incredible. They just sit and make sounds all day and mix them all day, and they show me, they're like, oh, check out this awesome bass sound I made. Like, wow, that actually sounds really, really clean. To be fair, I wish I could make sounds like that. But then they don't release anything. They just like to make sounds to impress their friends, and that's what they get out of it. And that's okay. Do what you want with music, but don't get it twisted that you need to be a good artist. You need to do it a certain way. You need to be original, super original, and make super original sounds. You don't need to. Like, you can use loops. It's fine. Absolutely fine. Really, this whole video should just be like 12 seconds long. Just saying like, no, it's not cheating. It's fine. But, you know, here are my thoughts. Here's my little rant. And that's really all I've got to say about it, really. It's not cheating. And yeah, make the music you want. Use loops if you want. It's the end experience that matters. Although if you're trying to impress people, do that as a separate thing. I don't know. Depends what you want, right? None of it's cheating. It's all an expression, right? It's all just fun and games. If anyone tells you it's cheating and says you should do it a different way, time to get fucked. Doesn't matter. Honestly, doesn't matter. You're good to go, my friend. All right, this is TJ Lawton. This is today's video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.